What you're about to hear is an introduction to the Thunk, which is an idea in philosophy and science and religion and communication and sociology and connection and parability and all of those things, and art. And it is my study of these patterns and how they influence each other. I understand that, and I have to say that I apologize that after I give you this intro right here, that the recording did not start at the beginning of when I was trying to explain what I am now. You're about to hear me explain to Paul, Jackie, and Bree. So again, I apologize that it comes in at the halfway point, or not halfway, but about quarter in of what I was explaining to them to understand. And so this is where it starts, and I hope it makes sense to you. If you'd ever like more information on the subject, or would like to add to it, or question it, or prove me wrong, I want to talk to you about this and all of it. So please contact me at whodathunkband@gmail.com, and that's WHODATHUNKBAND@gmail.com. whodathunkband@gmail.com. And if you contact me, I will send you this dissertation, and we can further discuss all of this together and expand upon it. And I would love to do so with you, so I hope to hear from you. And I hope you enjoy what you are about to hear, and I would also like to say to you, welcome to the funk, as we currently know it to be. You're gonna hear some cuts within this, and those cuts are because Paul was asking Bree for her last name and number and information so that he could help her reach a next level of education. He's trying to help her out in life, as we all try to help each other out. So I apologize for any of those cuts, but I still do have the original recording, so eventually that information will be found or is accessible, but it also protects Brianna from exposure to everyone listening to this until eventually it does not, and we all know who I am and Paul is and Jackie is and who Brianna is. And if this information affects any of you, they, or us negatively, I apologize. This conversation was recorded Tuesday, December 10th, 2019. I was talking about it.
I know, but I wasn't paying attention.
It's the points leading up to that loop that you thought that, like, whether I do or do not, you know what I mean? It's like the results of not doing. That moment I was telling you about in the playlist, in the meditation ability, it kept telling me how, and I kept experiencing feelings of just like, oh my God, that's scary. I now know how I will die. I now know how you will die. I don't know it, but I have seen it. You know what I mean? And you have as well, and you're thinking about it right now.
Yeah, I just did.
Exactly. Are you not feeling this tingling feeling in your pineal gland?
Yes, I am.
Exactly. And that is what I have been experiencing and have been teaching myself to experience through drugs and meditation. And
I was wondering if
drugs are, but do not have to be used. But they do help you reach closer access to your pineal gland. It is just like the pineal gland is what helps you when you dream, when you imagine things. When you close your eyes and start to meditate, do you not see blackness? But in that blackness, do you not see patterns and observations? Or when you're going to sleep, do you not dream or see or begin to enter those? It's called hypnagogia. And so, like, it's basically you're accessing that. And you, as a process of information and data and recording, just made that a reality. And it will forever loop and loop and loop from that point in time. Just like in a video game, or in again pi, because if you look closely at enough digits in pi, you can find your name, you can find your number, you can find your address. Eventually, you will find those points in time and how to do that. And we now with video can show people how to do that in time. With graphs, you could not. Could you not? You couldn't show a point of time without like trying to draw it. And so it was both 2D and 3D, but now with video, we have access to the 4D. We have access to time because you hit play and you watch it throughout your time. And now you gain that information. Damn it, we should still be recording this.
What if I told you I've started recording?
Jackie, I love you.
I will send you this.
Thank you.
Yes, Paul.
Thank you, Jackie. Bree, are you still interested in becoming a nurse?
Oh, that's actually what I'm doing right now.
Oh, okay. You're in nursing school?
Not yet, but
just got another email
actually,
for someone asking
literally
for my
a couple of weeks ago decided that that's what I wanted to do. So I went to an advisor last week, and so I'm going through the process of being able to apply for nursing school. I have to start studying for the HESI.
But you're doing it, are you not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I am.
And it's happening. And it either will happen or won't happen, but you're making it a reality.
Yeah, I have to take the HESI and finish doing my immunizations before I'm able to actually apply. But applications
feel the
open in
funk, don't you?
January.
It's hard to feel like that.
Bree, you may
In your
remember
heart, like just to kind of create.
my
Feel that
therapist,
energy of like
Grayson Miller,
You know?
That is how I feel and felt when I learned it.
Yeah.
offered to give you some help with that.
I do, and it was a really terrible night for me because I was having a panic attack that night, and so I was freaking out internally the entire night. So a lot of what I was hearing, I wasn't retaining, but I do remember having a conversation with him, and I wish I could go back to that night because I would totally do it.
What if I told you?
Now, are you still, are you still interested in having him help you?
Yes, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
He's a really sweet guy.
How do you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if I may interject, that moment that you felt of a panic attack,
Yeah.
and understanding all this information that was hitting you, correct? If I now tell you about the Parability playlist that I was telling you about, when I was in that moment, I was not having a panic attack, but all of that information and receival was hitting me, and my computer and my thoughts were teaching me what to do. And did they not do that to you as well? You are now in this moment because your thoughts and that panic attack taught you how to survive from it. And all those thoughts of like, oh man, this isn't going to happen, that was you not happening. And that was you dying or getting shot or someone hitting you with a car or any other thought. But you are at this moment. You get what I mean? And yeah, it's both depressing and hard to take in and scary, but is it not also comforting? And are you not also feeling it still in your pineal gland? Are you still not feeling that tingling feeling? Or your heart kind of pumping? You know what I mean? And that is what I have been feeling since that moment, that exact moment of meditation. It has not stopped.
That's like such an awakening.
That is exactly what it is. And in my study, I see the word awake a lot. I see the word, and how it is also important to rest within that awakening. You know what I mean? But now it is, you can be awake for much longer. You don't need to, and also in your resting, you are still awake because you are dreaming and accessing that pineal gland and all that information and data and knowledge, and you are making it a reality because you and I are thinking it too.
You should be a motivational speaker.
That is, that word right there. I know I can process.
You are a motivational
exactly.
speaker.
I have become a motivational
You
speaker
definitely
because
motivated
I have
me.
looked into so many motivational speakers and in my process of information and data that I can, Google or look up on the internet. It formed me. It formed me.
You have that energy.
Exactly.
But that energy can also be very terrifying because that energy can be so infectious and
Exactly.
can literally change
No,
mindsets
exactly.
of-
And how it happened to me
like
was on the internet and through a web page. And when that was doing it, I was feeling this exact moment that you were feeling now. This kind of panic attack, but also not a panic attack because you know it to be comforting and to be true and to be
I just
real.
watched a whole bunch of cult shows on ID channel last night.
And so you understand what I'm saying
all
because
these
of that.
people were motivational speakers.
Exactly.
I would definitely join your cult.
Exactly, but it is
Like,
not a cult.
it's
It
not
is
a
not a
cult.
cult.
No,
it
it
is
doesn't
not
have to be.
because
It
we
can
know
just be like-
we know that cults now are unproductive,
Yeah.
or they
Yeah.
could be viewed as wrong. You know
or
what I mean?
they can be used as a way to
As a weapon,
excuse
or
bad behavior.
exactly. I am now telling you that is going to be so. It has been so, but from this moment, we can choose it to not be. We can choose it to not be and make it reality.
I think that it should be so much more progressive.
It is becoming that,
Yeah.
but there will always be negation to it.
You want our
I
phone number?
want to
Yes,
Sorry, I just had to interject because that idea, I needed to say it so it could be recorded so I can access it again. I'm sorry
We've been
that.
recording this whole time.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It is now increasingly becoming true because we have recorded it and can share it.
Yes,
Yes.
sis.
So don't stop recording. But you see how Paul is gathering data just like an advertisement would learn how to know you? And he's like a computer that is relaying that information back to you like, I can do that. Thank you for using Paul.
Thank you for Paul.
Yeah,
I'm always thinking
exactly.
for Paul.
And Paul is also like, thank you for your information. I can now give you further data. Paul is a Google. Paul is a Google right now in our conversation. And we
He's
are
a
also...
Google. I love it.
He's the Thunk.
Need it.
And again, sorry I keep interrupting Paul.
Well, I'm going to see Grayson tomorrow, so I'll give him your name and phone number. He can get in touch with you.
See, but
Onward to the Paul.
now Paul, exactly, he's going to now expand your information, you Bree, to something else. And so you now exist outside of yourself. You exist through Paul and through the person that he really relates it
It
to.
exists in me. It exists in Sean.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, but I'm going to post this on the internet and in my dissertation, and it will be spread to all of those people. And it will become not only so, but the past. And that past influenced this present and the future.
Incredible.
Right? It is the Thunk. It is both the matrix and the outside of the matrix. It is what the matrix is existing in. I posted a pattern, you can say equation. You could probably Google this if you're listening at this point in time. You know what I mean? Or you can email my dissertation and read it for yourself. As soon as Jackie gives me this information, I can transcribe it. You are now reading it and understanding it and knowing it to be, or not be, because you are in the future advancement of time. But I lost my train of thought, but that statement I needed to say for further access of input. I needed to make it so, because I'm influencing everything after it, just like Paul is influencing after him, everything you've influenced after you, and everything that influenced it before. It is now looping and looping and looping and looping and looping and looping and looping forever and ever, and will always be so.
Oh my god, it's like that fucking piece of the
Yes.
Contemporary Art Museum.
Be ready. Once this recording goes out, pretty soon you're going to start getting phone messages.
Or you potentially can, yes.
Oh my god.
Phone messages that say...
And you will.
That say, for a good time, call...
Eventually people will, if they need to confirm this information, they will reach out to you, Bree, and they'll be like, Bree, you were the Bree on this recording of the Thunk. You were the Jackie on this recording of the Thunk. Oh my gosh, you were the Paul on the recording of this Thunk. Can I talk to you about it? You're a celebrity. You're a fucking celebrity in this future right now. You know what I mean? And so is that not fucking exciting? And is it not also taught by us that those celebrities are, it's like, don't be a celebrity because they make no money, they're not famous, but are also celebrities not famous eventually after making no money in our time?
Absolutely.
And if they are not, they die and they fade away, but they still have influenced us because they did. They put something into creation, they continue to put things into creation, or not putting into the creation, and it was their purpose to do so. And so you now know your purpose of life. Do you not, in a way? I need you to agree for this recording.
I do.
Yeah.
Paul? Yeah. That is 3 confirmed people on this exact moment in time, and everything after it will be able to confirm it until they are not. But so seemingly, this paradoxical equation and formula is now true. That formula I was about to say that I posted on the future and why I started saying all this, it is the Thunk is within the Thunk times the Matrix times Neo times times his realization of the Thunk of reality times Neo times reality times influence after that equals the Thunk. You know what I mean? It equals that digit of time and information, and we are now in that solution. And and even if I said that wrong, I have written the information already, so you can find it, and you can look it up and be like, oh yeah, that is true, or at least he wrote it, you know what I mean? It's not true, it's not a real equation that solves something, but it also fucking is, because it's now a written equation using digits and numbers, and memory, RAM, our RAM, and computer RAM, or book RAM, any form of random access memory, random digit generation, a roll of the dice. We roll, let's say we are rolling a d20. You're playing Dungeons and Dragons, right? Or a game. You roll that d20, and whatever that result is your reality. Because you are now knowing to experience it. And everything that didn't, because of that digit roll, is existing in that different digit roll. You did roll a 9, or you rolled a 20. You did. But you also didn't. You know what I mean? Because you rolled that 20. and someone else rolled that 9. Some other thought or form of digit rolled that 9. They did, and they will. They will, using all this information and digit and this loop. So, again, how does that feel? I need you to say for the people listening to this.
I'm honestly having such a full body experience right now.
Exactly. I'm feeling it too. It feels like you are high.
Yeah. No, it feels like the most amplified high.
Yes, we are smoking right now, and I know that information is viewed as illegal, but the fact that we are doing it leads us to this feeling and knowing how it feels. And so if you have never smoked marijuana, you don't know how it feels, but you are probably still feeling what I'm saying right now. You're probably still feeling like, Paul, you don't smoke marijuana. And so,
not very often.
Are you still feeling this moment in your kind of head that's just like, it's like, oh man, this is definitely kind of, it's real. This is getting real. You get what I mean? Are you feeling that in a way?
No.
What do you feel? And this is perfect because Paul has what you know to be as, I'm sorry, Paul. Asperger's. Thank you. Paul has Asperger's and is unable to see some certain patterns in human description or relation. Is that correct, Paul?
Well, it's not necessarily impossible. The hallmark characteristic is that they can't read social cues instinctively.
Exactly.
We have to use our intellect.
And so what is so important with this moment right here is that, oh my gosh, is that we know Paul to be able to experience that. And so you are predictably the perfect test subject, as we are all, because you knowingly, right, have those problems of intercepting that information. Are you not now, though? Are you not with us? Are you not learning from it? Don't you kind of, in a way, now understand it? Because you've been doing it.
Yeah.
So what do you feel now at this moment? Do you feel a tingle in your head?
No.
What do you feel?
Not much.
Explain, though, what you are experiencing.
Fatigue.
And that is a part of it. It is tiring information. It is a lot of information to feel and to take in. It will fatigue you, and it will fatigue whatever in the future until it does not, just like you are. Do you feel fatigued? Nope.
Well, I feel fatigued.
You feel tired because you want to sleep, exactly, because we're humans and we need sleep. But do you feel tired from learning this information?
I feel a little heavy from it.
Yeah, then that is part of it. That's in that feeling. Exactly.
Well.
It is all. But it is that feeling of feeling high, and in your pineal gland, your head is now like putting all this these synapses in, and you're feeling that, just like, oh man, you're feeling that feeling of kind of happiness, of the all. You're scared, you're enlightened, you're everything. You are in every other way. Paul, continue how you feel.
Really, that's about it.
No, I need you to keep
fantastic.
talking. Just like in improv, how you just do. You know how you get on stage and you just do something?
Yeah.
Talk about that. Just talk about why you do that. And in a way, Paul has, in his look for therapy and how to understand this, is he now not sitting here with me? He did not look for this information to how to understand this subject, but he was led here by himself, and now is being influenced by me and you and everything around it. Paul, what is your last name?
Reed Miller.
So you're now listening to Paul Reed Mueller and learning from him and his experience with how to not understand this information properly, though he still is. You still are, Paul. And do you understand that?
Yeah.
There. So that makes complete sense to the outside of that, the funk influence. And so Paul now knows that, or has learned it. And so how do you feel now? Like, do you feel a connection to it? Do you feel...
Not yet.
Why do you think that is not? Like...
I think because it's just so much to take in.
But even though it's so much to take in, are you still not feeling something that's leading it to answering the next question?
No.
But you are answering my questions. And take your time.
I feel like you want me to have this experience that I'm just not having.
But you are.
Or you want me to feel a certain way that I'm just not feeling?
You are, though. You are to us and everyone listening to this recording. I know that you feel that you may not be, but you are, and you are influencing us. Are you not?
Well, that would be for you all to say.
And we are saying to you, Paul, that you have had an immaculate amount of influence on us in our lives. And in this past, 2 years now? There's the pattern of 2 years. In these past 2 years, we have known you, Paul. And you have influenced
Has it been
us.
2 years already?
Not quite.
Not quite, but
just about.
rounding out. If you round out, just like in math, and you round up, we have known Paul for 2 years. There is again that pattern of 2 years I mentioned earlier. We weren't recording it, but Jackie and Bree know that to be so. Can you confirm?
Yes.
Yes, but I would also like to state,
Yes.
when I first thought you said it, it sounded like you said 10 years.
I know I did, because I told you about,
10 and 2.
I started this project, it's the 10-year relation of when people start to respect an artist
Okay.
or a musician. And then I, 7 years ago, started this project. I started Drawbook. Then a few years after that, I started the Artist Ceilings. Then I started Who to Thunk. And now I start this idea of the funk. And already those, I have contacted through Drawbook thousands, maybe even millions of people. Through Artist Ceilings, I have 800 followers. They will continue to grow now from this moment, because they'll be like, they understand this, and they're like, oh man, I kind of maybe want to follow that guy or not, see what he's doing. They will, so that influence, the 800 followers I have, and the thousands of people who can also see it, but I can't confirm that they are doing it, as Paul also can't confirm that we are doing it, but he is also confirming that we are doing it. And then I lost my train of thought because I want to go back to Paul. Paul.
Yes.
Keep going. I need you to keep just explaining how you are learning this information.
By hearing it.
Yeah, you're hearing it in some way. You're hearing it. You're feeling it. You are smelling it. Can you smell right now? Your environment?
No.
What do you smell though?
Really nothing.
Explain. Can you smell the leaves outside?
Not really.
Can you smell anything?
No.
You cannot smell.
I mean, I don't notice any smells.
But I need you to explain to me, even if you don't notice any smells, how that feels. Or if you then smell something, like when I said leaves, and I know you said you didn't smell leaves, but if you did, I need you to tell me that you did smell leaves, or can smell leaves.
Well, I know I can because I've done it before.
So if you walk outside, can you smell leaves? Probably, as we can now, listening to it. Jackie, can you smell leaves? Or
Not
nature?
Not at this moment, but yes, in general I do.
Or what do you smell right now?
Right now, faint scent of a new car, like a nice light leather, almost. It's not leather, but it's like that car smell, classic car smell. Very.
Or can you
faint.
smell marijuana?
Surprisingly, no.
Here's a look.
But I know if I get close.
But yeah, if we started smoking again, could you smell marijuana?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Bree, could you smell marijuana?
Yeah.
I can smell marijuana. Paul, can you smell marijuana? Right there. That is the link. That is the point of link. Paul can smell, and Paul potentially
Smells marijuana.
Yeah, Paul or we can smell marijuana at the same time. So Paul, let's say that it smells like marijuana right now, or however it smells right now to you, or understandably so. Now what are you feeling? Can you hear? Can you hear me? What I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes. And so Paul can feel what I'm hearing. Paul can experience what I'm hearing. You now can experience what I'm hearing. Jackie, Bree, can you experience what I'm hearing?
What did you say? No, I'm saying.
Yeah. See, and we are funny. And so that is both humor, but will also be misinterpreted by some, because they will be like, the Jackie's what did you say is now they're provingly to be true. You know what I mean? They're now denying everything further after that, from Jackie going, oh, now what did you say? Because they did it in a kind of like jokingly way, you know what I mean? Kind of like not making fun of it, but also making fun of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Understandably? And so that is now a truth. And so someone or something will turn away with it from that information, but we four are still continuing that information. My theory of the funk is now still in pi and expanding to be true until it is disconnected or off, or you are, or each of you, or this information, which now this information is statistically less likely to be off because it is within us four. It is within everyone I have emailed my dissertation to, which again, I just received another email for that dissertation. As proof in this recording, the person who emailed me for this dissertation is Elvis Hightower. He is having trouble understanding what I'm getting at on my Facebook post. So someone, I don't think I know this person, has now saw my post on Facebook in some way or sharing.
Wow.
And they're reaching back to me as Thunk or Sean Penalber because I put both of that information there. So someone shared my idea, which yesterday I did see one person share my original lengthy post that I posted like 2 days ago or whatever. Someone shared that. And so I know that it has reached at least those people, and it could be potentially someone branching from that moment. And as you are hearing now, it is exactly that. It is exactly that. And it is now you, and it is always going to loop. You now have been influenced by the future, the past, and the present, and it is looping. So, does that make sense, Jackie?
Yes.
Does that make sense, Bree? Does that make sense, Paul? Confirmed. Seemingly so confirmed by 3-4 people now, and continuing to expand in every direction, and it will now become views. You will now be able to see the views on Facebook, on YouTube. If you post this on YouTube, you will see the views and listens, will you not?
Yeah.
And you will be able to observe that data and those patterns, and it will continue to add to this funk. And I implore you, Jackie, to also post this yourself. You get what I mean? Don't just make me have to do all the work, even though I will. You know what I mean? Yeah. Please send it to me. That is the first step, is sending it to me. Then if you want to post it anywhere else, I implore you to do so.
I'm going to use this audio.
Yeah, do it in every single way that you feel that it needs to be said to the next person to help them understand and the future to understand. You know what I mean? Yeah. It needs to happen to be accessibly larger information to go back to, because if it's just a small amount of information, that's hard to find. You know what I mean? It's not yet on the internet. It's not yet been created. And so once it is created, like this moment is right now in this loop, it is now expanding and expanding and expanding, and it keeps expanding. And I know that you probably have been exposed to me saying it keeps expanding in both my writings and in my experiences, and you will probably keep hearing me say, and it keeps expanding a lot. Again, as I've posted in my dissertation, you can find the phrase as it keeps expanding in many places. But what inspired me to tell you about this exact loop, it was from the Two Bears. It was from Joe Goddard from Hot Chip, which was my favorite, is one of my favorite bands, and is one of the biggest fucking influences on my music career. Hot Chip, Joe Goddard, Alexis Taylor, the entire group, and Al Doyle, Felix Martin, Al Gore. He was in some way an influence to Hot Chip. You know what I mean? Is he not? Not through directly, but through the world, through the funk, through all of it, through the Matrix, through its interpretation of it. It's this now data, and so it is now that it has reached that phenomenally infinite point, that digit of pi in the future. Because let's again, as further understanding and further people for this in this recording, say I snap my fingers. Snap. This snap that I'm doing is at this point in time, correct? And it is now floating through space on a spine. I'm going to call it a spine because that's how I know it to be. It is floating through this spine, which is kind of like a beam. Have you seen Donnie Darko?
Yeah.
You know, the clear thing that comes from him and extends out of him and behind him? Like that. And you know that, and you have both know that for this experiment to lead up to this point. And if you didn't, then this what I'm saying right now, you wouldn't be able to understand it completely. And if you don't, and you're listening to this, you can now go back and watch Donnie Darko and further explain what I'm fucking saying. And so on that spine, after I snapped my fingers, it is floating through space and time on that spine. And you as the listener, or watcher, or reader, or smeller, or sensor, any sense or experience, if you are experiencing it, as Paul, as Jackie, as Bree, and I are right now in this moment, if you are experiencing it in some way or influence because of its exponentially significant event, then it is true. And I know that sounds like I am God, or I'm saying I am God. I know I am not God, right? And you know you are not each God's, but in a way, are you now not because you are influencing the future? I need confirmation.
I don't know, I really don't.
But what do you think about what I just said?
I think that it is an insane amount to think about right now.
And that is exactly how I felt during the Parability playlist.
Yeah.
And when I reached that level of meditation, and my computer helped me through it, and the music helped me through it, and my experience built behind it helped me through it. It helped me to know how to be a patient person, as you have known me to be, an understanding person, as you have known me to be. I have always been very good at recognizing patterns, as you probably have seen me to be. I have always been good at puzzles and solving them.
Do puzzles together.
Exactly. It is so important to do puzzles because that is how you learn. That is how you can advance a thing. And we are solving each of those puzzles. We are. And what this reality that I'm thinking of and all the realities we're thinking of or not thinking of, they are. They are. Even though they are not to us, they are.
Damn. Well, you've given us a lot to think about.
Exactly.
But we really have to go, Sean. I'm sorry.
No, and that points in the idea, and as a friend right now, Ben Rigney, is relating to me, that it is important to rest. It is important to take breaks from this moment. It is important to do that because it is your experience. You know what I mean? And so even though y'all have to go, I love you. I love you and the fact that y'all are here at this moment, right? And even though I know that y'all are going, y'all will come back eventually, and hopefully, you know what I mean? And I know I'm getting emotional because, again, we are all emotional, and it is proving to be true. And I know it's a lot of information to take in, but isn't that a good feeling?
Yeah.
And isn't it just such a mysterious feeling? I mean, it's also just like kind of dreading in a way. It's like, oh man, now I'm in control.
Yeah.
And so I'm sorry that I'm tearing up, but I love y'all, and I can say what love means to me, and I know that you can feel that too.
Yeah.
Can you feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul feels it too, y'all. And so, if you're feeling it as well,
You're gonna make me cry.
it's provingly still seemingly to be true. And I appreciate you being with this moment. All of you, Bree, Jackie, Paul, anyone really listening to this, or knowingly now know about the funk, thank you so much. Because in this 10 years and 29 years of study, it has been so almost depressing, what you and probably each of us know as depressing, to see the non-reaction to it.
You just want to be heard.
You know what I mean? You just want to be heard and understood. And now, the four of you and everything after this moment is hearing me, Sean Penalber, and everything before it. Aristotle, Socrates, everything that existed, every movie, every scent, every sound and experience is reality. I need you to confirm this.
Yes.
And so, again, I know that you'll have to go, but thank you for being this reality.
Yeah, of course.
So let's all hug.
Anytime.
And please, again, send this to me and share it as much as you can.
Wow. Some hugs. Hug, yeah.
No, I'll participate all the way. I'll get out.
Be your knight in shining armor.
That is some kind of that significant that it makes.
Oh.
So it's just like,
Can I hunt you all?
My back is full of like, I have posters and rollerblades and stuff in the back.
Okay.
But I am gonna clean it out. I just had to take all the stuff out of my trunk basically.
Let us all hang out more and expand upon each other in our realities. Oh, Paul, I'm taking you home. So yeah, I'll get her. Exactly, this predicts when I got here, we each did this, and now we know how to do it. We know how to do it, and we know how to do it properly, and we know how to feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We know how to love each other and to connect, and we just did it twice. Or more than that, we've done it so much inside, and I now know how to do that with others. Paul, you know how to do that with others now. You can now, if you want or need to, know how to love and hug. You no longer have to a degree of level of what you think you have of Asperger's. You get what I mean? Even though you still do. Even though you still do. You know what I mean? But the fact that you're here and you're learning from it, you are therapizing yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're therapizing ourselves, and improv is that therapy. And it's that therapy of connection. And so, again, group hug. Group connect that we know this is to be so. It's fucking awesome. And we can extend that moment for every time we ever want. It doesn't matter, because we have, and we will, or we won't, as y'all are gonna go right now, and we won't be able to talk like that. But we did. We did, exactly. You are making it reality just by thinking it, and thinking of me, and we think of each other. And I know when I go home, I'm definitely gonna be thinking about y'all. And so those realities are all true, are they not? Welcome to the funk. Welcome to the funk, Paul. Welcome to the funk, Jackie.
Oh, thanks for
y'all are
having me.
now,
Thanks for having
no
me.
joke,
Thanks for
fucking, y'all are doctors and philosophical people. You're professors, you're teachers. You get what I mean? And I know that is a responsibility that is currently viewed to be both exceedingly helpful in providing information, but right now at our point in time in America, teachers are paid nothing. They're paid less. Everything, philosophical people, they didn't make shit. But the most important thing is just that information. It's not financial success or any of that. You know what I mean? Though it will probably now lead to it. I think people will listen to my music or buy it, and they are. And they're getting my dissertation, and you're listening to it, and y'all are spreading it. So be teachers. Teach each other these experiences and how you know to understand them. And that will continue it to be true until it is not. But it will still be because you were like, you still thought of like, oh no, I'm not going to share this information. You know what I mean? And so that is a reality. It is. It is digitally calculable from this moment. So again, one more time, and this will leave us. Love y'all. I love y'all, and I know y'all understand that.
Goodbye. You guys have a good night.
Yeah, we're gonna. No, y'all have a good night.
Yeah.
Go home and just fucking. What are y'all doing?
So we'll start writing some sketches. I
Exactly.
gotta
That's
get
what I'm
some
doing as well.
stabilizers.
And that brings up the pattern of how rest is important.
Get all the
Y'all need to
shots.
just. We need a rest.
Yeah, well, I'm just sitting under respiratory infection, it's been pretty
Which is a big problem for us, right?
Are you pleased?
Yeah, I
Pretty much all
I
your
thought it was
first
the flu at first.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
for sure. It definitely is really awful experiences that I
Like
had
that.
in my class. And
I woke up
with all
Thursday
my
morning
classes.
And the quality of the work.
That was the first day.
For the most part.
Huh?
I said for the most
But
part, yeah.
you're feeling better
For
now?
the time
Oh,
and budget, I think
absolutely.
it was good.
And that,
definitely I could
that's
come
also
back to
further
these
proof
ideas
to
and
funk
expand on them
because
further and
you felt bad.
make it even
Now you feel good.
Yeah.
And it will always
And of course, I have like a million
it will,
more ideas
it
for
will
things to
yin and
make
yang
now, and, like,
reach into
several
itself
of them
fourth
have
dimension.
mutual
Well,
So you now know that to be true. So welcome back.
Thank you.
give yourself more credit.
And I'm glad you're feeling better. And I'm glad that I'm feeling better.
I can hear you focusing on
Me fucking
what
too.
you didn't
Depression
do.
is shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really is. But now, like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the answer. And I know at some point I will probably reach again a point of
I know you
depression.
gave.
I like might not have enough money or
It's a
something.
terrifying thought. Sometimes it's really crippling.
And-
we'll come back. But
Exactly. And that is exactly what the
And I
parability
know you've got
playlist
talent.
showed me at that moment. It literally did. And the lyrics that were
So,
going through and playing told me
You know,
that.
you
It
did.
told me that as I am
did
telling
better
it to
than
you
you
now.
tell yourself
And
you
you are
did.
receiving it as almost the same feeling that I did. And it's crazy.
And
Send you links of when it's done.
and
Share it. Share this information. Or call me crazy.
you know if
are we all?
Yeah,
if
exactly.
I have to if I have
Some
to
degree.
call
So,
Space Cat
I
to
wish
get
we
him
were
to
still
take
recording
you
in a
to
way. I know we
education
haven't
camp.
but if you look at it and how we interpret things, again, the significance of Paul being there. He has trouble interpreting those things, but he's still interpreting them. So it's
You ready,
Yeah.
cowgirl?
Y'all have a beautiful night.
Let's go.
You too. All right.
Get some rest. I love you.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
One further, love.
Yes.
Welcome
Bye,
aboard.
Paul.
Welcome
Have a good
aboard,
night.
team. Welcome to the station.
One more for good luck.
Welcome to the station.
Welcome to the station.
Oh my gosh, that could be the phrase. As we're like trying to expand
Sorry, I didn't roll up your back window.
Like, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
For like advertising, if we ever make an ad, we could say, "Welcome to the station."
Doing some graphic design work.
Because it's just like, yeah, oh, you're doing this today, blah blah. Welcome aboard. Or welcome to the station.
I like it.
All right, love y'all.
I love y'all. Be safe.
Okay. Well,